Practice. Number 1. Listen to a school secretary making an announcement in school.
Attention, please. We have a new school regulation to let you know about. All absentees, that is, students who miss school for any reason, must bring an official letter to the main office on the day they come back to school. This could be a letter from the doctor or from one of your parents, but it must be signed and dated. Thank you for your cooperation.
What is the purpose of the announcement? Number 2. Listen to a principal making an announcement in school.
All students, please note that you will not be able to use the sports field on the east side of the school for a couple of weeks. We are relaying the turf. The field has not been in very good condition lately, so we decided to change the turf now before the weather gets too warm. In the meantime, you will be doing all your sports inside the gymnasium.
What is the purpose of the announcement? Number 3. Listen to a principal making an announcement in school.
Good morning, students. There are a lot of bugs and insects in the school garden this year, so the gardeners have sprayed the plants with some chemicals to get rid of them. So please keep away from the garden area for a few days. And please, please, do not touch the plants. It is quite possible that the chemicals on them could make you sick.
Why is the principal talking about the school garden? Number 4. Listen to a teacher talking in class.
I am delighted to announce that our school will be starting its very own magazine. The magazine is called The Last Word. It will be written by teachers and students. So, if you have any ideas for articles, stories, or anything that you'd like to say, please submit them to the magazine. The submission guidelines are on the notice board outside the magazine's office on the 3rd floor.
What is the purpose of the announcement? Number 5. Listen to a principal making an announcement in school.
Good morning, students. The teams for this year's sports day are now posted on the notice board in the gymnasium. There are 5 teams which have equal numbers from each grade on them. There is also an equal number of boys and girls on each team. If you are unable to take part in the event, then please let us know as soon as possible.
Why is the principal talking about sports day? Number 6. Listen to a teacher talking in an art class.
Before we start class, could Gary, David, and Stephen please come with me? Don't worry, you're not in trouble or anything like that. I just need you to come down to my car and help me carry some bags of clay up to the art room. I know that you are big, strong boys, so it shouldn't be a problem for you. Thanks.
Why is the teacher talking about bags of clay? Number 7. Listen to a principal making an announcement in school.
Good morning. We are currently organizing some lunchtime activities for students. There will be a number of different activities. For example, a lunchtime soccer tournament will be held next month. You can make your teams and sign up with your PE teacher. There will also be a chess tournament. You can sign up for that with Mr. Gamble. I will be announcing a few more activities in the next few days, so stay tuned.
What is the purpose of the announcement? Number 8. Listen to a teacher talking to a class.
Before you go home, let me hand out this survey. The main office has asked that you fill it out. It asks questions about the way that the school operates. For example, there's a section on food in the school cafeteria. The results of the survey will be used to try and improve the school. So please be honest in your answers. And don't worry, you don't have to put your name on it.
Why is the teacher talking about a survey? Questions 9 through 11. Listen to a teacher talking in a social studies class.
The most recognizable aspect of Carnival in Venice is the masks that are worn during the week-long festival and celebration. Originally, the purpose of the mask was to hide a person's identity. This would make it impossible to tell the mask wearer's social rank, so people could interact freely and equally with each other. For example, a nobleman might dance with a peasant woman. Once Carnival was over, people took off their masks and returned to their normal lives, and nobody's reputation was ever affected by the events of Carnival. The mask was such an important part of Carnival that the government made special laws for mask makers. The laws basically made sure mask makers didn't have to worry about anything except making beautiful masks. This way, mask makers could put all their effort into making each mask a unique work of art. The mask was meant to give the wearer the chance to create a new identity for a short time.
Now answer the questions. Number 9. What is the purpose of the talk? Number 10. Why did people start wearing masks during Carnival? Number 11. How did the government help mask makers to make beautiful masks? Questions 12 through 14. Listen to a teacher talking in a history class.
We know the period from the 5th century to the 15th century as the Middle Ages in Europe. It has also commonly been called the Dark Ages because it was a time of great ignorance. However, the people of this age did not realize they were living in a time of great ignorance. It was Petrarch, the great Italian intellectual of the 14th century, who first noted that his age was one of ignorance. When Petrarch read the masterpieces of ancient Latin and Greek literature, he was amazed by the high quality of these works. He realized there were no works in his own age that were comparable to them in quality. Yet the people of Petrarch's times thought it was the ancients before them who lived in times of ignorance, because the ancients were not Christians. But Petrarch clearly saw that this was not the case at all.
Now answer the questions. Number 12. Why is the speaker talking about the Dark Ages? Number 13. How did Petrarch first notice the ignorance of his times? Number 14. Why did the people of Petrarch's time think the ancients before them lived in ignorance? Questions 15 through 17. Listen to a teacher talking in an economics class.
Interestingly, the idea for the credit card came from an embarrassing experience. A businessman by the name of Frank McNamara invited some colleagues to dinner in a fancy restaurant in New York. When the bill came, however, McNamara realized he did not have his wallet with him. He worried that if he couldn't pay the bill, he would make a bad impression on his colleagues and his business would suffer. Only after great difficulty was he able to pay the bill that night. Afterwards, he told his business partner about the embarrassing situation. They both agreed that there should be a way to avoid such problems. They thought the answer was an alternative to money. And that alternative was the credit card. Shortly after that, in 1950, they started the world's first credit card company in the U.S., the Diners Club. The Diners Club credit card was used only by the wealthy, which is quite different from most credit cards today.
Now answer the questions. Number 15. What is the purpose of the talk? Number 16. Why did McNamara have difficulty paying the bill at the restaurant? Number 17. How is the first Diners Club credit card different from credit cards today? Questions 18 through 20. Listen to part of a discussion in a social studies class.
We know that Harry Houdini was the world's greatest escape artist, but later in his life, Houdini looked for mystics. People who are able to tell the future and to contact the dead, and he exposed them as fakes.
Really? But some people believe that you can talk to spirits and to dead people. Shouldn't those people's beliefs be respected?
You're absolutely right, Terry, and Houdini would have agreed with you. He thought people should be able to believe what they want to. But he also thought that people should not be tricked into believing things. That's why he went to a mystic.
And what did he find out?
Well, Houdini asked the mystic to make contact with his dead mother. During the meeting, the mystic's voice changed, and she claimed, in English, to be Houdini's mother.
I bet he didn't believe it, right?
You're right, he didn't. You see, Houdini's mother couldn't speak English. And second, Houdini's mother always called him by his real name, Eric. But the mystic called him Harry.
Now answer the questions. Number 18. What is the purpose of the discussion? Number 19. Why did Houdini go to see a mystic? Number 20. How did Houdini know that the mystic was not in contact with his mother?